Hey guys, welcome back. I'm FilthyRobot, joined by Arumba for our Monks Madness, Mystics, Mayhem,
Still never settled in
things
on the
like that.
title.
I
Didn't
like just throwing in more M words, but I'm missing one. Apparently, Macrum Reflect as well just ended for me, so I got a nice little beep on my screen. But anyways, here we are. So how's it going?
more M words, huh? More
Yeah.
M words, like what? I'm trying to think of a synonym for the end, and I can't come up with one.
I know with an M. I was doing the same thing for half a second. That little nice pause. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we just wanted to let you guys know we've decided to wrap this series up because a couple main reasons. Number one is just the game itself is difficult to teach a new player how to play compared to EU4. You and I were talking before we started recording today about how you wanted more of like a tutorial series like we did in EU4, and
Well,
even
I
something
had to
simple
approach this differently, right? So when we approached EU4, it's a very daunting game jumping into that just fresh, right? There's a billion patches to it, a ton of DLC. It's a very well advanced game, and it's very complicated. There's menu system after menu system after menu system with minutia of everything. It's a very complicated game. It's scary how complicated it is, kind of looking at that. And this game has a lot of that same complexity, but EU4 had that tutorial series we did in EU4 was unbelievably helpful, in large part because it was playing as the same country. And that allowed someone with a lot of experience, you, to kind of take me by the hand in that game, and I could focus on things I found interesting in the moment, looking at, the screens or that particular element of diplomacy or, this bit of army management, while not worrying about the greater health of my country because you're taking care of that. And so I can just focus on any given thing that I want at a time. Now, in single player, if you're doing this just alone, I think it'd be a little different, right? You spend a lot of time paused, you spend a lot of time reading tooltips and tutorials, and you probably go and restart a couple times when you screwed something up, or save and load, or just you'd learn it like you'd learn a single player game. And I don't think that's going to fit very well in this style, in a collaboration, recording for an audience style setup here. So I don't know, it feels like a different approach. If I were to go learn CK2 right now after having done this, or even probably before having done this, if I was just picking up on my own, I would be doing a lot of what I just described, a lot of learning on my own as opposed to getting you to give me a tutorial. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like, there's something that came to mind while you're talking about all that is, you know how kids learn how to drive a car?
Yeah.
It's like, there's usually a guy like sitting in the driver's seat next to you with a steering wheel and a brake pad on their own, and like you throw yourself into the deep end, but you've got this safety net to kind of guide you and like make sure that the major big things are being taken care of, like not pulling out in front of a semi truck as you that kind of thing. Like declaring a stupid war in EU4 or something like that. And it would be really cool, I think, if CK2 had a similar system where you could actually play as the exact same country. We tried to do something sort of similar to that by me being your subject, so I could prop you up if anything bad happened. But even then, little things like, oh yeah, I click this button. It's like, which button? I can't find it. Right? Yeah. Looking at the exact same screen. It's different from your perspective to my perspective, just because I'm a vassal and you're a liege, and there's actually slight disparities in what you see.
Yep.
So, I don't know. It's not to say that the game's not fun. I've had a great time doing it. I think that for the most part, aside from some of the interface gripes, you've had a pretty funish time.
Yeah. It's been fine. It just doesn't feel like I'm learning a game. I feel like I'm just I'm doing things, and occasionally I'm doing things that you suggest, but I'm not really doing any things with like a grand plan in mind. I'm not really moving towards any sort of advancement. I mean, there were differences to this game that I was looking forward to exploring. I like the idea of the following a character following a dynasty through the ages. I find that quite interesting. I like the idea of increased espionage and diplomatic things that you can do. Intrigue as a whole was very interesting to me. But I don't know. It was difficult to explore that, perhaps because the interface stuff, perhaps because we're both doing separate things right now, perhaps because it's just not very necessary. It feels like at the moment, it feels like we could just do regular killing our neighbor style expansion. But just whatever it is, it's not scratching that new game kind of itch for me that I was hoping for. So yeah. No, I didn't not enjoy it. It just didn't feel like I was learning much. So.
Well, this game is difficult, I think, to really learn well. Like, it's funny, you want more intrigue, and you say, well, it doesn't really feel like there's a lot of intrigue because I'm spying on this person, but like nothing's really happening. from my perspective, though, CK2 has tons of intrigue. It's just you kind of have to know, you have to understand all the cause and effect type stuff. Like, okay, I can't kill this guy. Why can't I kill this guy? Well, his spy master is probably loyal, so kill the spy master. Oh, you can't kill the spy master? Well, kill the spy master's wife, or do something. There's always something you can do, but without having the experience to know what to do. Yeah. There's nothing that really prompts you to say, this is the course of action to take to make this thing
I just
come
get a
to
message
pass.
that says, nothing has happened in this, X period of time. Would you like to continue, or is this a waste of our time? And I have no idea if I want to continue or if it's a waste of our time. That message is a little bit reminiscent of, your diplomat has reached, 100 relationships with such and such a country. Would you like to maintain? Which in EU4 is a total trap, because there's absolutely no fucking reason to maintain that unless you're desperately trying to get that one little bit of 1 point of influence or relationship status for some deal that you're about to make, and that's super important timing wise. But 99 out of 100 times it's the wrong decision to hit okay with that. So
yeah. Even now, I think that there's a new trap they've introduced. The whole your diplomat's been caught spying on a nation. Just sit there for 12 months. Earning no points, doing nothing.
I think that was in response, right? People were annoyed with their having to reassign that diplomat, and that does make it so they don't have to reassign that diplomat, but it is indeed
It made it worse. They made it even worse, though, because now the diplomat's not only doing nothing, but also you don't get a prompt that you have an inactive diplomat. So now he's just literally being a waste of space.
I don't use that the diplomat macro thing at all in EU4 right now, which is hilarious because that was the thing I was most excited about that patch, and I don't use it at all because I don't like it. Yeah, but we're getting off topic.
Yeah, what's funny is we're talking about EU4 in CK2, which I guess it kind of goes to show exactly where your mind is at when it comes to CK2. It's like, it just doesn't quite scratch the itch. So, anyway, we don't really plan to do anything else. I'm just letting the game run because I'm trying to seduce your wife. Because, why wouldn't you do that? Mm-hmm. But I was going to murder you, but everyone seems to like you. It would be a lot of work. However, I can, interestingly, give you my artifact. I want to see what happens. I'm going to do this, just for the sake of curiosity. If I give you my axe, can you have 2 weapons equipped at the same time?
Hit OK and got it. How do I decide if I have a weapon equipped?
I believe you should be able to go F1 and then look at your treasury. To the left-hand side of your portrait, there's a little chalice-like looking button. Open the treasury to see the artifacts collected by this character. It's directly to the left of your heir. Yes.
Well, F1 doesn't bring me to an heir.
Oh, sorry. F2. F2 is the...
there it is, treasury. Right where you said it would be. Okay. So I currently have the Ravager equipped. I don't think I can equip another one. I have to switch between them. And assuming that... Well,
do you show that you have both in there?
They're both in that inventory, yeah.
Oh, okay. I actually see there's a little icon, not equipped.
Yeah.
What happens when you just, how do you, like, right-click on it, left-click on it? Like, how would you switch it?
That's a good question. Equip.
I want to amass a horde, a huge collection of weapons.
Can't equip. No more room in the weapon slot. So do I have to unequip first? Yes, I have to unequip the first one.
And
then I click on the second one and click equip. Of course, it wouldn't just auto-replace that.
No. That's paradox for you. Yeah. Completely illogical that you would want to swap weapons. No. Anyway,
I think my axe is better.
Oh, it is, definitely. But mine was free. I stole it from the Pope.
Stupid Pope. Never guarding his axes, what a fool.
Yeah, yours is vastly superior. The Lightfoot troops and the monthly prestige and the personal combat skill are all far superior to one extra martial score. But, oh, by the way, just so you know, your wife is now my lover. So I hope your character's paranoid, because yes, he is fantastic. Yeah, because just in case she gets pregnant, just be aware it's probably my seed.
My wife tells me she is pregnant. But that can't be right, can it?
It definitely cannot.
Yeah, it's Giuseppe. Yes, they do.
Yeah. Now also, another thing. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go on.
I was gonna say another thing about CK2 that I think we probably could have done more of in this campaign is there's a huge difference between CK2 and EU4 when it comes to like min-maxing versus roleplay. This game is way more about enjoying the pop-ups and the dialogue and the random weirdness that can happen. Like, you're not sure if your wife is sleeping with you or not, and you find out that it's your spy master or something, or your steward, and what are you going to do to him? That kind of thing. So it's more of a roleplay type game, I think.
And honestly, that strikes me as it strikes me as difficult to make that an interesting multiplayer experience in part, because it feels like what you're really doing then is the enjoyment, the interesting element of that campaign is about following you through time and the things that are the relationships that are happening to you. You know, in EU4, yes, your country's getting bigger and you're amassing stuff, but there's some interest, you know, how's my ally doing, or how's Arumba doing on that side of the map? I can see him expanding. But it's a lot less easy for me as a second player in a campaign to follow, well, what the hell's happening with his wife's third lover and his spy master's dog, or whatever the hell it's going to be, you know? So,
yeah, that's fair.
Strikes me as more challenging.
There's definitely a lot to pay attention to.
My spies are useless. My spies think nothing of this. I hired more spies, and they all think it's my child.
With good reason. With good reason, right? They cheated. Your wife cheated.
I know, but they think it's my child.
Yeah, well, and I believe that there may be some event they can fire up later on that will, like, identify that he's not trueborn, that kind of thing.
He's got Arumba's bald head. He looks just like Arumba when he's born.
I am making a what's it just called now? A rune stone. My strong bonds to Odin, or my harsh but necessary actions. So, making a big huge pillar in the forest to talk about how amazing my character is.
See, again, it must be interesting for you.
Role play. Yeah. Anyway. See, I also feel like you didn't enjoy raiding as much as I do. Maybe it's because I played CK2 for like 2 years and then they made raiding a thing. But like when raiding came out in the Old Gods patch, I was just like, this is the coolest thing in CK2. I get geeked every time I get to do it, because not every...
It takes too much of my, you know, I call it, when I play RTSs, which I'm doing a lot right now, so it's kind of on my mind, I call it, you know, my micro time, right? Like, it takes too much of my mental effort to do that to the point where I'm not doing a lot else. So, very difficult to learn anything else where I'm constantly required to pay attention to my armies, because then I can't do things like, you know, wade through a million menu systems to read up on who's who and what council slot and which titles need to be assigned and what my, you know, third relative's cousin is doing for whatever reason. So it's just harder to manage that and something else simultaneously.
Yeah. So you're not going to let me siege your capital down, are you?
I didn't know it was at war. I mean, I see red troops wandering around. I got some pop up, but I wasn't really that concerned at the moment if I was at war or not.
Yeah. Well, people were suggesting that it was time to overthrow the liege, so let's just pretend like that's what happens in the future of this campaign. And we're going to switch it up. We're going to play some other stuff then. We're going to, you know, find some other things we can do together, or just play more of the other campaign we're doing in EU4. We'll find something to do. But,
don't get me wrong. If that is the impression that we're giving off, I want very much to dispel that. I'm absolutely enjoying the collaborations. I think those have been a blast. I just don't think CK2 is my cup of tea at the moment. I don't think it's what I want to get into in this format. So I think that's...
Yeah, fair enough. Well, it's a let's try for a reason, right? So we've tried it. Woo!
Yep.
We can say we did it.
Well,
all right, thanks.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the portion that we have. And I know I got some comments telling me about all the things I could be doing and things I should be doing differently. I had one kind of long comment telling me about, well, when they learned the game, they did this, and this, and that. I'm not doing any of those steps. But it was an attempt at a collaborative tutorial, and it didn't quite work out as planned. So thank you guys for your attention and watching, and we'll see you soon in something else.
All right, see you in a bit.